Hello everyone, welcome to Harp at Home with Rachel here. I'm very glad that you could join us on the second workshop of our series 4, and I hope you enjoyed last week's first workshop. It was kind of normal. It was in the familiar surroundings of my spare room in front of the fireplace and with the green screen, and well, you will see this is not our normal settings because this is the start of our section. We're going to have 7 workshops out of these 8 workshops in series 4 where we are doing Harp at Home on the road. So yes, I am over the moon to have received some funding from Tasgadh, which is a brilliant fund funded by Creative Scotland and administrated by the amazing Fashion and Gale, which is allowing me to just take Harp at Home on the road and take you on a wee bit of a journey throughout the series where you're going to meet some of my favourite people, and I'm going to introduce you to some special places that are very close to my heart, and I guess they're also part of my musical journey. So we're on the first day of this. Now, first off, please do remember to subscribe. There is a wee red button on the YouTube button. Please take the time to do that. Please like the Facebook page and sign up to the newsletter, and if you can, I'd really appreciate it if you could tell some other harp players you know about these workshops. You can see the videos on the Facebook page, maybe share them. I'm meant to put them up every week. Sometimes I put them up on the Tuesdays, sometimes I put them up a little bit later depending on how busy the week has been, and this has been a busy week, I tell you. I've been on the road. And I've been on the road with a fantastic Sam Harp, a videographer who's taken his camera, and we're going to take you on a wee bit of a journey around the Highlands and Islands of Scotland for the next 3 workshops. And today, well, we're going to be journeying up the A9. We're en route to Ullapool, which is where I was born and brought up, but we're taking a wee bit of a detour to a little place on the Black Isle. The Black Isle is an area of the kind of east side of Ross and Cromarty, the kind of region of the Highlands and Islands where I'm from. And we're going to visit someone who I know won't be a stranger to many of you. She's a fantastic clarsach player, a harp player, and she's called Cheyenne Brown. She's been living in Evanton in the Black Isle for a couple of years now, and yeah, I thought we'd stop in, say hello to her, learn a little bit about who she is, what her background is, and how she came to be in Evanton. So, let's head up the A9 now, and we'll go say hello to Cheyenne. Hello, so welcome to Evanton. We are in the Highlands of Scotland, and this is our first kind of little bit of our Harp at Home on the road, and I'm here with a very good friend, Cheyenne Brown. How are you doing, Cheyenne?
Good, thanks.
Good. We thought we'd pop up and see you on a road on the way up to Ullapool, and now you aren't actually from Scotland, are you? Can you tell? I know some of our folk will know who you are, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm from Alaska, and I came to Scotland in 2002 to study at the Royal Scottish Conservatoire of Music and Drama, and that was over half my life ago. So I've spent more than half my life in Scotland now.
So that actually means that we've known each other for quite a while then, haven't we? I'm not going to start thinking about that though. That just scares me slightly. But was it always, like, I know you as someone who plays a lot of Scottish harp. Was it always Scottish harp that you played growing up? Like, how did you end up coming to Scotland to learn and to do traditional music here?
Well, I always wanted to play the harp, but I only managed to start playing the harp when I was about 11 or 12, and I knew that I liked Celtic music. I think the main thing that I really liked was the Belfast Harp Orchestra. I knew they existed because of the Chieftains Celtic Harp album, where they had the Belfast Harp Orchestra joined for a few tracks, and I knew that I loved that, and I knew I loved Irish music. So it was definitely Irish music I was initially attracted to. And then I started going to summer camps with Sue Richards, and she exposed me to more Scottish music as well. And so then I just kind of liked both. They were all kind of lumped together a bit. And then I started going to summer camps in Oberlin, Ohio, and then that was all Scottish music. And I just ended up meeting more Scottish harp tutors through these summer camps, and then they knew about the conservatoire in Glasgow. That's how I ended up there.
Wow, because that's quite a big move to go from Alaska to Glasgow, and you've been here ever since. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I went home in the summers when I was still at university, but once I graduated in 2006, then I stayed here in the summer as well.
Yay! And we've known, as I was saying, I'm not going to think about how long we've known each other, but you did a lot for the harp, even in Scottish Harp within Glasgow, because you were kind of one of the ones who kind of started off the Clarsa Society branch in Glasgow, which is really flourishing, and you had lots of amazing young students, and you still teach a lot, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Excellent. And we're up at here now in Evanton, and you're still teaching lots here as well?
Yes, well, it was quite a big transition to move from Glasgow up to the Highlands, because I probably had about 40 private pupils in Glasgow and used the airport in Glasgow quite a lot. So it was a big deal to move up to the Highlands and try to restructure a bit and find work up here. And I had about 2 years where I overlapped, and I taught half in Glasgow and half up here, and still use Glasgow Airport most of the time. And now that's a bit of a distant memory, good old Glasgow Airport. But yeah.
And you're kind of based here. Now, this is quite a place to be playing harp, though, because there's a little bit of a story, because we're here in Harp Lodge, and this is a little bit connected to my background, because we're here in the workshop of Ardival Harps. Now, Ardival Harps used to be based in Strathspey, so a few miles kind of along the road from here. And when I was growing up, I used to get driven to Ardival Harps for my lessons with Bill Taylor, who I know that you know very well. Fantastic harp player and specialist of the wire harp, actually, and still doing a lot of teaching up here. And I used to get my lessons in the Ardival Harp workshop. It was always a little bit green because of the road and the way up there, but things have moved. And can you tell us why we're here in the Ardival workshop? Where do you fit into this story?
Well, I guess it was in my second year of university. So back in about 2006, I got sent on my work placement up to Ardival Harps.
Okay.
I didn't have much say in it. That's just where the conservatory decided to ship me off to. And so I arrived at Orchard House in Strathpeffer to learn about stringing harps with Bill, and he took me around to look at Pictish standing stones, and I got sent out to the workshop. And Graham did not work for Ardival Harps at that time. It was a harp maker called George, and so I did a bit of sanding and oiling and things for George, and I really loved it. I had a great time. And at Orchard House was Alec and Zan, and I think at that point in my life, when I was about 19, 20, I was so desperate for anybody who would cook for me, and they were just ever so friendly and did cook me nice dinners. And so I kept coming up to visit Ardival Harps after that week-long work placement. Periodically I'd come up once or twice a year just to visit, and at some point Graham started taking over the harp building from George, and then we just sort of fell in love. I brought up a harp to get a new soundboard on it, and so then Graham picked me up at the airport, or at the train station in Inverness, and we climbed Ben Wyvis, and so then here we were.
I love a good love story. Oh, it's so nice. And now the workshop has moved. We're in the kind of the converted garage next to where you and Graham are living in Evanton, and it's an amazing place. I mean, it must be, it's not bad having a harp maker as a husband, sure. Has he made you a harp yet?
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, he's made me a wire harp, which I could do with practicing a bit more. I was supposed to make it myself, but time got away from me, and he ended up finishing it, making most of it. And he's now redeveloped the lever harp for Ardival Harps, and
Brilliant.
I really, really like the new development, and I do play that at almost all of my gigs now.
That's great, and that's a new style of lever, or kind of full-size 34-string lever harp. A lot of people, I think, particularly folk in the north of America, associate Ardival with being creating lap harps and wire strings, which they're renowned for. But it's great to see that they're spending time on a bigger 34-string harp and using a lot of wood from Scotland as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and made proper in the Highlands as well. So it's great. And so I think you're going to play us a wee bit of a tune, if that's okay.
Yes. I thought I would play a tune which I've written this summer because as we've all been in this pandemic and everything, I was desperate in the spring to go on a wee trip, and so we went out to Skye, and we're just going on some hiking trips and things, and I really wanted to visit the fairy pools. I'd never been before, and there's so much hype about them, and I thought, well, in the springtime, right after lockdown is easing, it won't be that busy, because I've heard it's really busy. And we were driving along the single track road in Skye to go to the fairy pools, and I didn't realize we were quite as close as we were, and we crested this hill and looked down into the quarry and the coolins there, and I was like, oh, music festival on. So many people there. They were just all over the place. I really thought it was some sort of thing that was on. And then I realized that was the fairy pools, and these hundreds of people were snaking their way up into this glen, into this quarry to look at the waterfalls and things. And we got closer, and the car park was so extensive. I mean, you'd been on a normal single track road the whole way there, and then they've only put this car park in the last year or two. It's brand new, very big, huge car park. And as we got closer, there was a parking attendant at the car park.
In the Isle of Skye. That must have been really bizarre.
And then, you've driven on a single track road for 45 minutes, and then here you are at a place so busy it's got a parking attendant. And we didn't even stop. We kept driving. Yeah. And so I've still never been to the fairy pools in Skye. We drove on to Glen Brittle campsite and went up into the coolins there. So that was completely beautiful and not so busy. And so the tune I'm going to play is called The Fairies Booked a Parking Attendant. And I just like the idea of these wee fairies, especially through lockdown perhaps, thinking we need to get this under control and going out in the evening to improve their car park and get a parking attendant.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so it's kind of typical Scottish story, isn't it? Kind of you try to get somewhere, but you almost get there. Well, listen, thank you so much for playing to us. And you have a couple of albums out. You've got your Parallel Latitudes, which is your solo album. Yes, and you've got a couple of other kind of albums, is that right?
Yes, I've got a duo album with a fiddle player in Alaska, and that's called Road Soda. With harp and fiddle, and quite groovy bass lines type thing. And then I've done an album with Homebound and an album with Ceylon Baxter, and might be forgetting something, I'm not sure.
We'll link to that.
North Atlantic Trio.
Oh yes, of course. Who played? Yeah, I've heard you guys a lot. Yay!
And my husband Graham now plays in the trio as well. So
excellent.
North Atlantic Project, and we've got an album called Some Part of Something.
Brilliant. Well, we will make sure that we link to that in the YouTube comments and on your PDF of your downloads. And you are going to do, I'm going to say this publicly so she gets on it, you are going to do a harp book sometime, aren't you, Cheyenne?
Yes.
Nod your head.
Been on the to-do list for 10 years.
Good, because many of you, I know Cheyenne's courses are always really popular at the Edinburgh International Harp Festival, and we really would love to have some of your tunes in actual print, so do get on with that, please. But we'll hear you playing the new harp.
Great, thank you very much.
it was just wonderful to see Cheyenne again and Graham in their wonderful home in Evanton, and great to see the Ardival harps are really flourishing just now. You know, they've got the new setup in the converted garage of Cheyenne and Graham's house, and great to hear that new lever harp as well. It's just lovely to have another harp maker in Scotland making good quality 34-string big lever harps, and yeah, apparently orders are going really well with them, so it's exciting to see this new model, and great to hear Cheyenne playing it as well. So just to kind of give you a little bit of background about one of the reasons that I decided to go and see Cheyenne is because when I was growing up, my first harp teacher was the wonderful Bill Taylor, who too was an American, who came over and lived at Ardival Harps. In those days, Ardival Harps were based just outside of Strathspey, and every week I would go for harp lessons with Bill, and we'd journey down the A835, the Geary as they call it, from Ullapool to Strathspey, and it was really, really bumpy, that road. I still get travel sick on it if I'm not driving. It goes like that, and you can feel your tummy going up and down, up and down. And I swear, like my first half of my lessons at Ardival with Bill, I was just green and not really able to concentrate. But you know, he was a very patient and very good teacher with us all. So I have many happy memories of those times, and I just used to marvel at learning harp in the environment of Ardival. We used to get lessons in their showroom, and they used to have all the small lap harps up on the walls, and they had reels and reels of strings. So if I ever like broke a string, Bill would just go and snip off a bit from this kind of massive kind of reel of string and pop it onto my harp. So I'm going to teach you a tune today that has a bit of a connection with my past, to do with Ardival harps, and kind of connecting in a wee nod to Cheyenne as well. And it's a strathspey, and it's a tune that Bill taught me. It's a well-known tune actually. It's called Cawdor Fair, and it's found in many collections of Scottish music, the Athol collection, the Skye collection, and it's found not only as a strathspey but as a reel, and I've always known it as a strathspey. There's also various, in all these versions, it changes quite a bit, the rhythm and just some of the notes as well. So I kind of struggled for a while. I was just like, which version will I teach you? But I've decided just to go with the Rachel version. So I've gone with the version that is in my head from what Bill taught me all those years ago. I mean, we're talking over 25 years ago. I can't remember the left hand that he taught me, so I'm going to teach you the melody that he kind of taught me, and I put a little bit of a different left hand to it. The first part of it is a little nod to Cheyenne and her style of playing. Cheyenne uses a lot of kind of bass patterns, kind of quite groovy bass lines in her playing. So we've got a little bit of a nod to Cheyenne and that, the kind of new next kind of generation of harp players who are working with Ardival just now. And then the second part, what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you the very straightforward version, and I'm going to give you some ideas of how you can lift it up with a little bit of syncopation. I'd really like you to take these ideas yourself to put into your own arrangements. So let's head to the green screen. We're going to leave this kind of background just now, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about where I am in the blether section, because I think that would definitely make more sense there. So let's hear me playing Cawdor Fair first, and yeah, here we go. great tune, isn't it? It's got a good kind of sprightly one. It's, as I said, it's one that I learned many years ago, and it's one that I've retained. There was a few tunes of Bill's that I kind of have always kind of kept playing, and that's been one of them. So it's been a pleasure to work it up for you. Let's head to the green screen. We're going to go back to Scotland. We're in a 3-venue harp at home this year, and as I said, I'll explain this this background in a wee while after you've learned the tune. So, hi, let's head back to the spare room and the green screen to learn Cawdor Fair. Green screen time here at Harp at Home for this, old school tune to me, Cawdor Fair. And as I said, we're going to kind of learn how I remember the melody. I've researched it, done a wee bit of research and found lots of different versions of it with different rhythms, but this is kind of my version. We'll see how we get on. Now, I must warn you, it is a bit of a noisy environment today here in the West End of Glasgow. I have neighbours doing kind of DIY and cleaning. I can kind of hear them scratching away just now. And there is the neighbour's dog. So we will try and get through it without interruption, but we will see how we go. So, harp into C major, very nice and straightforward. We haven't done many tunes in C major for harp at home. So we have E levers, A levers and B levers on. If your harp is in E flat, of course. If your harp is in C major, you will need no levers on. It's a 2-part tune this. Only 4 bars, 4 measures per part. I'm going to play you the first part and we'll start learning that. Have a listen to the first part so it kind of gets into your head. Here we go. Okay, so those cuts, as I sometimes call them as well, you've got your semi-quaver or your 16th note combined with your dotted quaver or your 8th note, your dotted 8th note. So good rhythmic one this. Let's have a go at our first phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, going down from the C above middle C. So thumb on C, 2nd and B, 3rd and A, and 4th and G. And we're just going to go down those, but have a listen to the rhythm first. So I've got that long thumb, so it's nice and easy going for these first 4 notes. After 4, let's give it a go. 3, 4. Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4, down from that high C. One more time. 3, 4. Excellent. Have a listen to the next little bit. We have our first snap in here, this first unique kind of rhythm or to the strathspey. So we're going to have 2nd on A and thumb on that C that we've used already. We're going to snap up from the A to the C and using our 3rd finger, or you could use your 4th, I guess, to play that E afterwards. So A, C and E. Nice. Let's try putting that together with those 4 notes going down from C, and that makes your first phrase. 3, 4. A little bit slower. I'm rushing you on ahead already, guys. 3, 4. Okay, and placing wise, if you noticed there, to connect those, I'm playing down those 3, and then as I'm playing that G, I'm stopping my 2nd mandrel, my 3rd on, and then just kind of popping out my 3rd or 4th finger to grab that. So you're connecting those first 6 notes. And then freedom a little bit to hop down to that E. Let's go for it again after 4. 3, 4. Lovely. Have a listen to our second phrase. Okay, we've got another snap in here, and we're going to start with our 2nd on G and our thumb on A. We're going to play our G, and then we're going to place down and play down A, G and E. And this is where our snap is going to come, between the G and the E. So we have A, G, E. So when the G goes on before, I'm going to count to 4 so that you can hear, but join in if you fancy it. 3, 4. And G at the end. So we have our G at the start, down those 3 notes, finish off with the G as well, actually. Let's go for it after 4, 3, 4. Nice, reset, let's go for it again. So just got my second and my thumb on placed at the start there. 3, 4. Excellent, let's put our first and our second phrase together after 4, 3, 4. Excellent, hope you're getting those snaps. Let's go for it again. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So on our first phrase, our snap is on the third beat. On the second phrase, it's on the second beat. 1, 2, 3. And then we're on to our fourth bit there, our fourth beat there. Okay, excellent. Let's try that again. First and second phrase. Are you ready? After 4, 3, 4. Excellent. You will be relieved to hear our third phrase is the same as our first, but I'm going to add on a few wee notes. We're going to have some lead-in notes. Before you went down from C, we're actually going to lead on by playing G, A, B. So we're going to go up to the C as to lead on to this third phrase. Have a listen, it'll go. So we're going up G, A, B, and that's going to be in beat 4. So I'm going to count to 3 to count that in. 2, 3. G, A, B, then all 4 down for that third phrase. So you see how that worked up? So you've got 3 upbeats there. After 3, let's go for it again. 3. Oh, I should count to actual 3 instead of just saying 3. After 2, 3. 2, 3. Perfect. Nice one, guys. Let's do phrases 1, 2, I guess 3. 1, 2, and 3. After 4, 3, 4. Place on 4, up from G to the C and down from the C. Nice. Let's go for that again. After 4, 3, 4. G. Excellent. Have a listen to our final phrase of the first part. So we have a lovely cut, a lovely snap right in from the start, and we're going to use our third finger. Now I know we've just finished using our third finger. We are going to hop that third finger down to the D. I guess you could use 2-1, but for some reason I like to use that third phrase first, and that's how I'm justifying using my third finger there and hopping down. Third finger on D, second is about to go on the D. Okay, so we're going to do 2 Ds like that. So 3, 2. Now I'm not actually I'm not anchoring my thumb, but if you want to anchor your thumb, you could anchor it on the A because that's where your thumb is going to be going there. And then placing up E, G, A. And another A at the end with your second finger. So if you want to anchor your thumb for steadiness, put your thumb on the A. You have 2 Ds, 3, 2 for your snap, and then place up E, G, A. And the second A there. Nice, let's go for that after 4. Nice and steady. 3, 4. Excellent, we'll go for it again. 3, 4. Brilliant. Let's see if we can go for all of the first part then. Okay, that's it. You've got your 4 phrases there. Yeah, take it nice and steady, just a one through. See if we can go for it. Down 4 from C, yeah? 3, 4. And G, down from the A. Lead up 4 from the G to that C. And down again we go. Anchor your thumb if you want. Cool, not bad. it twice in a row because it repeats. After 4, 3, 4. 4 from G. 3, 2. And again. Nice work. Okay, have a listen to your second part. I will play it through twice so you can kind of hear, especially listen out for the rhythms. Our snaps here at the start of the first and the second phrase are right on beat 1. Have a listen. So let's start off third finger on G and thumb on C. So we're still kind of around the same area where we've been working on. Third finger on G, thumb on C. And we're going to snap up G and C. Let's just try and get that going. I like to use my third finger. It feels comfortable there. And my third finger is one of the stronger fingers on my hand as well. Hence why I'm using it on that first beat. After 4, let's just try those 2 little notes for that snap. 3, 4. Excellent. You see how I'm closing my thumb over there? If I can, try and go for that, kind of aim for that with the technique. One more time. 3, 4. Good. So we're going to continue with the rest of this first phrase. Okay, so we've had our G, C. We're going to shift our hand position. We're going to put our second finger on the C now and our third on the B. We're going to play that C with the second finger. That will mean that you start off, you've got 2 C's in a row there, so just be aware with that. We're going to play our C with our second finger. Then we're going to go up 3 from the B to the D. Have a listen. And play the C at the end. So we were starting off with the C, up 3 from the B, and finishing with the C, and adding on a G with your 4th finger. Okay, so that was C, up 3 from B, C with your second finger, and then stretching out and placing your 4th and playing that G. Cool. I'm going to count to 3 for you to get that. It actually starts on beat 2. It feels a little bit funny just counting 1, so that's why I'm going to count 3, okay, so you can get the timing of that. 2, 3. Let's go for it again. C, up from B. 2, 3. Lovely. Okay, so when that all goes together, it will sound like this. You've got your G and C at the start. Swapping your second finger onto the C, up from B, C and G. Okay, so as you're playing that C for the last time, you're placing on that 4th finger. Do you see how that kind of works? Let's go for it together. After 4 this time. 3, 4. Lovely. Again after 4. 3, 4. Lovely. And the reason why we're ending on that G with our 4th finger is because for the start of the second phrase, your 3rd finger is going to be on A. So that means you can swap your 3rd finger onto the A and our thumb on G. So we're going to be starting our second phrase 1 note up from how our first phrase started. And we're going to snap on that A and D again. Okay, so it's starting our second phrase, A and D, 3rd on A, thumb on D. Let's see if we can just try that first phrase and those first 2 notes of that second phrase. So you can get that kind of leading on with your 4th, going on to your 3rd with the A afterwards. See how it goes. You ready? From the start of that second part so far. 3, 4. 4, 3, 1. Nice. Go for it again. 3, 4. Lovely. Our next part of our second phrase, keep with me, second finger on D and third on C. Okay, we're just actually going to use those two notes there. We're going to go D, C, D. So we've got D, C, D. Nice. So that means that second phrase, I'm going to go from the A and D at the start. Keep with me. Okay, one more time. 3, 4. And play a second D with your second finger, but have your thumb placed on the F. So that's getting ready, preparing for the next phrase. So that second phrase is going to sound like this. I'm going to count myself in case you want to join in. 3, 4. A and D, snap. Second and D, D, C, D. Another D with your second finger, but placing your thumb on that F. Ready for the third and fourth phrase kind of combined. Excellent. Okay, one more time that second phrase. 3, 4. Excellent. Let's go for first phrase and second phrase for the second part so far. You ready? G, C. Snapping right from the start. 3, 4. Lovely. Holding on with that thumb on the F. Nice one. One more time after 4. Remember, you can pause, rewind if you're getting confused. 3, 4. Excellent. Okay, so the third part is not the same as the second part here. We're going to kind of run the third and the fourth phrase together. I'm going to play them to you and then we'll split them up. Have a listen. So our thumbs should be holding on to that F because that's what happened at the end of that second phrase. We're going to go down 5 notes from the F to the B. Now, we don't use 5 notes when we're playing harp, so we're going to split it into going 2 and then 3. So thumb on F, second on E. We're going to play an F, E, cross it over to go down 3 from D to B. So it's going F and crossing over thumb onto the D. I'm going to count to 4, but our first beat of the next bar is going to be the E, so the F is going to be the pickup note. 3, 4. Cool, let's go for it again. Thumb on F, second on E. 3, 4. Lovely. Pop your thumb on that C. We're going to go down from C to G. Okay, so I added on 1, 2, 3, 4, going down from that C to G. Okay, let's see if we can add that on. Down from the F to the B, and down from C to G. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Excellent. 2 snaps in a row here using our second finger and our thumb. Second on A, thumb on C. Have a listen, we're going to go A, C. Move it up 1 note, B, D. And 2 C's using my second finger and my third finger. So that was A, C, B, D, and 2 C's. Let's try that after 4. 3, 4. And 2 C's. Nice one. One more time. 3, 4. Excellent. Let's go down from the F to the B, down from C to C, C to G, and then that ending phrase. Are you ready? 3, 4. Snaps. And 2 C's. Excellent. One more time. 3, 4. And 2 C's. Brilliant. Excellent. Well done. Cool. So that's all of your second part. Remember, it started off with third finger and G, thumb and C, and you had G, C, C. Then up from the B, and then the C, fourth on G to lead on to A, D, D and C, extra D, thumb on the F, pre-preparing, and then we're into that bit there. And snaps. Okay, let's go for that. Just 1 through to start off with. You ready? 3, 4. Down from F to B, C to G, snap. Nice. Let's go for that twice through then. Are you ready? G, C, 3, 4. Again. Cool. Okay, so will we see if we can go for all of the melody? Down 4th and C, remember the first part. And then your G, A, G, E, G. Then up your 4 from the G to leading back to that first phrase, which is the same as the third. Ending, anchor thumb on the A if you want. Okay, let's go for it. Twice through each part. All of the melody of Cawdor Fair. 3, 4. And again. Second part, G, C. Cool, nice one. We will have a look at the left hand. I'm just going to pause for a second while I quickly plug in this camera because I've realised I've not got it connected to the mains and we might run out of battery, so be with you in a second. Okay, we have power in this noisy west hand end flat today. So let's have a look at some left hand. I guess as left hand, the first part is kind of inspired by Cheyenne's style of playing. Cheyenne likes to use a lot of kind of bass patterns, and that's kind of how I've arranged it for the first part. A little bit of a kind of nod to Cheyenne in Ardival after we met her this week. So I will play you the first part and then we'll split it into sections. Have a listen. Off, let's have a look at this pattern. We're going to have a C octave split, fourth finger in C, thumb on C, right down the bottom of your harp. You're going to have C, C, and it's nice if you kind of damp it as well, cutting that fourth finger and then cutting your thumb. So flat hand, fourth finger and then thumb. Then we're going to move our hand, 3, 2, 1, to G, A, B. Just simply playing up those 3 notes, G, A, B, those 3 white notes, G, A, B. Good, so it's going 2, 3, and 4, and. So you can go for that together. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Let's go for it again. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Lovely. So let's see if we can work out how this is going to fit together with our right hand. 4 down from the C. It's going to go and beat 1 and 2, which means it's going to go with the C and the A for that split C octave. So it'll go 1, 2. Go for that after 4. 3, 4. Lovely. Go for it again. 3, 4. Good. And then we're going to do our cut. Remember, it goes down to the E. So we have that. We're going to do our cut before we start our next part of our left hand. Let's go as far as there then. Ready? 3, 4. Good, and after that, that's when your G, A, B is going to start. Your G is going to play just before you play your next right hand note, which is the E. So we play our G, and then our E of our melody is going to come with that A of the melody of the left hand. So we have the G for left hand, both hands together, that's the A and the E, and then our thumb or B of our left hand. See how that works? So G together, and then our B. Okay, so left hand together, left hand. Let's see how it goes. Give it a go. If you need to pause and practice that, please do. I'm going to count myself in, and I'm going to do it slowly. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for it again. 3, 4. Nice one. One more time. 3, 4. Lovely. Next phrase, we're going to have the same left hand, but it's going to work out a little bit differently with the G and A, B. Have a listen to how it sounds. Okay, so we have our split C on beats 1 and 2, which is going to match up with the G of our melody. Let's see if we can get that going. You ready? 3, 4. Go for it again. 3, 4. Lovely. And then G, A, B. Remember, with your right hand, we're going to be leading back into our first phrase, which is our third phrase. Yeah, do you know where I am? Hopefully you do. The G, A, B is going to actually match up with the G, A, B in our right hand. Stay with me with this, folks. G of the left hand by itself. Then we're going to have the A of our left hand with the G of our melody. Which sounds a little bit clashing, but do not worry because it resolves because the B's are going together. So G of the left hand by itself. Next 2 notes, the A of the left hand with the G of the right hand. Right hand A by itself and B's together. So we have okay, I'm going to count to 3. We'll give it a go. 2, 3. Okay, and our thumb is holding on there, ready to do the next bit. After 3 again. 2, 3. Okay, not bad. Let's see if we can put the C octave split in before that. So, da, da, da. There. You ready? After 4. 3, 4. Nice. Stamp your strings so we can try again. After 4. 3, 4. for it again, but it's going to lead on to our first phrase again, which is going to be the same left hand as we had before. So we're going to do our second phrase and our third phrase. Let's see how we go. 3, 4. And split again. Nice. Phew, well done. Let's try. Let's just go for it. Remember, pause, rewind if you need to. Phrases 1, 2, and 3. Both hands together. You ready? 3, 4. Well done. Let's give it another go. Okay, pause, rewind, try again if you need to. 3, 4. Lovely. Our last phrase, let's keep moving. We're going to have a D octave with our Ds. And between our A's and an F octave, my apologies, with our left hand. So we have a D octave and then an F octave. And again, I'm using my flat hand for that just because I've been grabbing all the strings so far. So I'm just keeping to that same technique. D with the D. Then A, F, A. So our F is going to come between our A's. Let's give it a go. After 4. 3, 4. One more time. D with a D, F between the A's of our right hand. 3, 4. Brilliant work. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see if we can do that first part, both hands together, through twice, nice and steady. Split C. 3, 4. D. And F again. Good work. So, second part, so I'm kind of sighing and kind of like, whew, relief with you all that you're hopefully getting that. Second part, have a listen. Now, it's going to be very straight for this first time through. I'm going to teach you it with straight octaves. And then I'm going to actually take you through it again and give you some ideas of how you can change it. And this is something that I want you to do with your own arrangements if you can. You've done a lot of learning with me. And see if you can kind of learn to vary it yourself. So I'm going to teach you a very straightforward version, although it's got a little bit of kind of suspension on it because our first part is actually going to start with D octaves. A little bit of tension. Have a listen. Okay, so we're very on the beat for this just now. We're going to start off with 2 D octaves, low D, and then a high D. Okay, so we're deliberately keeping it on the beat for now. It's going to go on beat 1 and on beat 3, so it will sound like this. 1, 2, and 3. So that means our D goes with our first note, which is the G. And then as we're coming up from the B, it's going to go with the C. Let's give it a go. See if you can get it happening. After 4, I'm going to count it out as well because it's on beat 1 and 3. After 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go for it again. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. The next part is going to be on beat 1 and 3 again, but we're going to change it to an F octave and then a G octave. Now you need to really have your hand flat here for the considerate damping. Remember way back in series 2 with the Bonnie Galloway workshop, I think it was, we did some work on considerate damping. This is one of these things that you need to watch out for here, otherwise it's going to run in. So you need to F, damp flat hand, and slide up to the G. Have a listen to how that's going to go. F octave is going to go with the A, and the G is going to go with your first of the two Ds when they're in a row. Have a listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go for it together. F and then G, and beats 1 and 3. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One more time. After 4, even A and D. 3, 4. Excellent. Let's put those two phrases together, okay? So we've got octaves on 1 and 3. 2 Ds and then an F and a G. After 4. 3, 4. Brilliant. Have a listen to our next bit. An A octave and a G octave. So again, very straightforward just now. Our A octave is going to go with our E and A. G is going to come with a C. So again, those are coming on beat 1 and 3. After 4, let's give it a go. 3, 4. And A, 2, 3. So A and then G. One more time after 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 3, 4. Good. Stay there. Because of our two snaps, we're going to have an F and a G. And with our last C, not with the first one, a low C octave, taking it home to that C octave. Let's give those snaps a go. F octave with the A, G octave with the B, and a C octave with the last C. You ready? After 4. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Nice. Let's go from that run from the F, da, 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 yeah, A, G, F, G, C. After 4. 3, 4. Nice. Cool. Well, we see if we can do all of that second part immediately. G octave, D octave, then F octave, and G. We have A, G, F, G, C. Yeah? Let's go for a D octave after 4. 3, 4. F and G and A, G, F, G. Yeah. Ready? Go for it twice in a row? I can't remember if I said. I think I might have meant to play it twice in a row there, but just played it once. Let's definitely do it twice in a row now. D octave. 3, 4. And again, D. Nice intention there for that D octave. Brilliant. Excellent work. Okay, folks, so we're not quite done yet, but let's see if we can do all of that first part through twice and the second part through twice. And then I'm just going to give you some suggestions on how I'd like you, or just give you ideas on how you can change it for the second time around and stuff. And these ideas you can take to lots of your other kind of arrangements that you do yourself. So remember the first part? Yeah, you had that pattern. Yeah. Then a D octave. And your F between your A's. Okay, let's go for it. Twice through the first part, twice through the second part. after 4. 3, 4. And again. Okay, so what I want you to do is just give you a few suggestions of how to kind of use a little bit of syncopation and just kind of variation to liven that up a little bit. Because to be honest, I don't think I would ever play the second half as straight as that. When I do strathspeys, you will have noticed that in a lot of my strathspey arrangements, I use a lot of octaves, occasionally tems, and I will play in the beat, but I'll kind of freshen it up a little bit every now and then by pushing a note and making it syncopated. So I'm going to look again at that second part with you and give you some suggestions of how you could change it, vary it rhythmically and also a little bit harmonically, just to change it a little bit. So you have that first phrase, remember? Yeah? And for that we had been doing 2 D octaves very much on the beat on 1 and 3. 1. Okay? What I want you to do is try pushing that second D. So when you push a chord, that means it comes before when you think. It's just like it's been shoved in front of where it's meant to be doing. It's like you're tripping up almost on it. And that gives you the feeling of syncopation. And when it comes to this tune, it's nice if you kind of match it up with the right hand a little bit as well. So it's still kind of gripping onto the melody, not interrupting the melody rhythm too much by adding another rhythmic element, if you know what I mean. So it's still going to match up with the melody. So have a listen how that would work. I'm going to play you how it was. I'm going to push that second chord early. So what I've done is I've just matched it up to the note before. So before we had it playing with the C there, but now I'm going to do it with that B. Okay? Have a go. See if you can do it with me. After 4. 3, 4. Nice. Give it another go. See if you can do it again. 3, 4. Good. So you see how that kind of feels? It's just got that syncopated. It's been pushed in front. It's like, oh, it's there already. I'm going to do the same with the next bit. Before we had the F and the G, and it was with the A. And with the first of the 2 Ds there. Okay, sorry, took a bit of a while to play the second D there. We're going to push it, so it's going to come this time with the C. So it's going to come early. It'll sound like this now. Okay, let's give it a go. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Give it a go again. 3, 4. Nice. Okay, so that's just one idea that you can use to kind of freshen things up. And it's nice if you can kind of, you know, tunes like dance tunes especially, you would never really just play them once through, especially with jigs and with reels and strathspeys even. You would normally do them twice. So change slightly how you're doing things the second time round. You could do it in the second time round the tune, or even on the repeated part. You know how the A part goes twice and the B part goes twice. You can even do it then. It's about just learning to vary your left hand, which is a skill, something that we do a lot in Scottish harp playing. We vary our left hand lots, our accompaniment, but not completely changing it, varying it slightly. So it's still got that kind of sense of, oh yeah, I know it, but oh, it's a little bit different. Okay, here we go. It's familiar, but something's changed a little bit. That idea. So let's play that first and second phrase with the chord with the second octave pushed. Yeah, we'll give it a go. So your D octave after 4. 3, 4. Nice. One more time. 3, 4. Excellent. Okay, and what I've actually done, another thing that you can do is, before we had A octave and G octave, another kind of thing that you can do is you can split your octaves, okay? So that's kind of giving it that kind of dancing feel. Okay, have a look in your kind of strathspeys or any reels that you can do, or tunes. If you've got octaves, if there's a chance to split them, again, it's varying it slightly, but you've still got, you know, that kind of solidness of what you knew what was going on before there. So that, when we're doing our split A and our split G, it's going to go 1 and 2 and... Okay, so it's going to go with the note that it was playing with and the note right after it, which again is giving the feeling of the chord being pushed. So again, hinting a little bit of syncopation there. Have a go, see if you can play that with me there. 3, 4. And then we'll do our ending phrase. 3, 4. Okay, so look for these kind of ideas in your own arrangements. See if there's ways that you can slightly freshen things up by rhythmically varying them. Okay, another thing that you can do, just simply, instead of doing octaves, do temps. So on the arrangement that I'll have given you, you'll have seen actually from the third and fourth, or the second, third and fourth phrase of that, I've opened it up to being temps. Okay, I'm going to play it through to you with that idea of the pushing and the temps. I'm going to play it twice. If you want to give it a go with me. Are you ready? Just that second part. You ready? 3, 4. Do it as temps now. Split the temps. Nice. And again. Excellent. Okay, so little ways of varying this. We're going to head back and you'll hear me playing it again not on the starfish, as you'll have realised it's on the Killarney. And give it a go. We'll play it through twice. See if you can do the kind of variations for the second time around. Just subtle things, and really do try this on other arrangements that you've got. It's a little first step, I guess, to kind of learning to arrange your own tunes. So I hope you've enjoyed that. That was Cawdor Fair. Let's head back and we will play it together twice through. See if you can join in. Cheers, folks. There you go, Cawdor Fair, fantastic Scottish strathspey, inspired by my original lessons with Bill Taylor, and a wee nod to Cheyenne Brown there as well in that first part. I hope you enjoyed learning that, and I hope you enjoyed actually listening to me play on a different harp. Did you spot this harp? A little bit different. This is my Killarney harp, and the reason I'm playing my Killarney harp is because Harp at Home with Rachel here is truly on the road for this week, because not only were we learning our tune back in the Spirit Room in Glasgow, we were up the A9 in Evanton, we are actually just now in St John's on the Isle of Man. So we're finally having a Harp at Home hosted, I guess, from the Isle of Man. This kind of wasn't meant to be part of the kind of on the road bit, but it has been because I ran out of time for filming this week, I swear. So as I said last time during the Blether section, I'm starting to move and travel around a little bit more. So been over here on the Isle of Man teaching, which has been great, and I teach here in St John's at Culture Vannon's kind of home office and cultural centre. So it's a Saturday evening and I've kind of snuck back down to the office to film this for you all. In front of this wonderful kind of mural full of Manx words, which is painted by Adam Berry, great artist here on the island. And yeah, playing my Killarney harp, which I'm incredibly pleased to be reunited with, having not played it since March 2020. I got it back yesterday. It's been really, I'm so happy. Like, it could have just been sat in the corner, been ignored and gone out of tune, but when I kind of realised that it wasn't going to be a while until I was back to the Isle of Man, I was like, that needs to be played. And one of my students, one of my eldest students, a lassie called Lucy Gilmore, beautiful harp player. She has quite an old Ravenna, which has done her well. My goodness, it really has. But she's been thinking of upgrading to Killarney for a while now. So I was like, well, why don't you just borrow mine? It means it's been used and it means you get a chance at playing at Killarney. And of course, I only thought she'd be using it for a few months. She had it for like 18 months. So she has played this harp way more than I ever have, but I'm so pleased that she got to use it, and she now has her own one. So she arrived for her lesson yesterday with my harp and her harp. Her harp is stunning. It's a darker walnut than this one, and it's beautiful. I mean, I really like mine, but hers is just stunning, and I'm so chuffed for her. But it's been great to be reunited with it. So I own this and 2 starfishes, and the reason I own this is because it sounds totally different to my starfish. It's quite a bit brighter, and it's more kind of louder, and it's got a harder attack, I would say, than the starfish. This really is brilliant for playing in sessions and for playing in environments where I need to really cut through and be loud. So when leading harp ensembles and things. I prefer my starfish for kind of getting a big kind of tonal dynamic range, but this is just great for playing the trad jigs and reels, and that's why I love playing it. So yeah, it's been good fun having it back this weekend, kind of getting used to the spacing and used to the different levers and things, but yeah, it's been good. So huge thank you to Lucy for babysitting it for so long. So what have I been up to? Well, I had a fantastic couple of days up north as part of this Harp at Home on the road. So next week we're going to go up to Ullapool, and I'm so pleased it went well. So we filmed kind of 3 segments for you for this part, and after the winter after the Christmas holidays there's going to be another 4 workshops from other places within Scotland. And huge thank you to Sam Hurt for coming up with me. He was the guy who did all the videoing while we were there, and he's just great. He's such a good car buddy. Like, he was just chatting all the time, like full of tales and stories. We even did brain teasers at one point, because it's a fair mileage we covered. Like, we were in the car for like 9 hours or something in total over the 2 days. But yeah, it went really well, and can't wait to kind of show you the rest of it. What else has been going on? Well, I'm on the Isle of Man, going to Netherlands next week. I totally had something to tell you, but I can't really remember. See, I'm all a little bit out of sorts because I've been teaching all day and I've just come here to film, and it is blowing a hoolie outside. Like, I'm just relieved it's not raining right now, because there's kind of like massive kind of glass ceiling here and it would be really noisy. But it's been windy enough, I tell you. So got another 6 students tomorrow, and then it'll be roast dinner with the family, and then some chilling out, and then plane back on the propeller plane on the way back to Scotland. So, but it's lovely to be here, and St John's is a really beautiful area. It's right across from Tynwald Hill, which is the kind of centre of the island, with Tynwald Church, and Tynwald Hill is the place where once a year the Manx government sit. It's the oldest sitting democratic parliament in the world, or continuous sitting democratic parliament in the world. But yeah, it's a cool place to be. I do check out Cheyenne's music. As I said during the interview, I put links, so I have put links to her albums, and I am really hoping she gets that book sorted, because her arrangements they're really great actually. So yeah, I hope that happens soon. That would be really cool. I will see you next week. I'm starting to actually practice. If you're in the Glasgow area, we're doing a concert on the 19th of December, myself and Ron, in Glasgow. So do look that up on our website. It's at Partick Bowling Club. And then we are back in February in Glasgow again for Celtic Connections, which is going to be really good fun as well. So it's nice to have a few things in the diary. Looking forward to getting back out to the Netherlands. I'm going to do this section actually, the Blether introduction, from the Netherlands. So again, it's going to be a really big harp at home on the road, partly because I have Friday off in the Netherlands, and the Netherlands are going through kind of a bit more of a partial lockdown now, which means you're not allowed to do anything after 5 o'clock, and there's kind of a curfew thing, so it means I can't teach. So I'm going to ask Jeanette nicely if I can maybe film in the harp shop and see what I can come up with. And that, yeah, I always enjoy playing the harps here and kind of chatting away. So I might do a couple of videos. We'll see what happens actually. That could be good fun. See, I'm thinking of all these ideas now already. Shouldn't be thinking of this kind of stuff. Christmas is coming up and I have done zero Christmas shopping, and my family have been texting me, nagging me about things to do with that. So really I should get on with that. But yeah, so please download the sheet music if you can, that'd be appreciated. Check out Cheyenne's links, and of course remember to subscribe to this, and do spread the word about the workshops as well. So huge thanks to Tasgadh for funding the series, and to Sam as well for coming on the road with me again. I hope you enjoyed this first section of Harp at Home on the road. I'm going to pack up now, going to head back through to Douglas. I've made such a state here, I'm so sorry, I'm totally blethering on now. I'm just really relieved that my bosses aren't in tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and tidy up because it's a bit of a state. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed being with me, and see you next week for another Harp at Home with Rachel here.